Welcome back to another video. I'm Anna.
And I'm Ruth.
And together we're a mother-daughter team running our little animal sanctuary and online gift shop. It's currently coming towards the end of summer and it's harvest time. So all the scenery surrounding the sanctuary is filled with hay and straw being cut and baled by the local farmers. In this video, we want to take you out onto the sanctuary so you can meet some of our rescue animals.
All the animals that have come to find us have had traumatic backgrounds and have suffered abuse and neglect. And so their stories are harsh ones, but they've come to us for healing. And in return, we've been healed too. And they do inspire us every day creatively.
And we hope to share this with you so you can feel it too.
Here's little Diesel with his turmeric nose. This sweet little American miniature horse, believe it or not, was going to be shot, and we saved him from that terrible fate.
You can hear his full rescue story on our Patreon now, where we've created a detailed podcast where we've sat down and told his story from the moment we found out about him, how we rescued him and brought him to our sanctuary, and how he's grown throughout the years. It's a really personal podcast episode and we share all of the traumatic events that he went through as a foal before he came to us and how he overcame those experiences. If you'd like to listen, please think of it as the price of a ticket, as if you're going to listen to a talk, and that money, that membership, goes to looking after all of our rescue animals. It's part of our £5 a month tier, but you could just listen and cancel if you wanted to, or listen and drop down to the £1 a month tier. It's completely up to you, but we'll pop the link to our Patreon in the caption below. A huge shout out to our patrons. Without your monthly memberships, we would really struggle, and you mean so much to us.
We're going back to 2011, and it was a phone call out of the blue to tell us that Diesel was in trouble. And Anna had already met Diesel, the miniature American horse, which she'll tell you about in a minute. And the phone call came through to Anna asking if there was any chance that she could take this little horse, because if she didn't, the plan was, and this was a Friday, the plan was to shoot him on the Monday.
Who is that galloping across the screen? That's Wild Wilson, who we rescued from being tied to a metal fence and being physically abused. He came to us terrified of people, of tools and stable yard equipment, and we'll be sharing his full rescue story on our Patreon too. He's now, as you can see, come out of his shell, but it took a long time for him to recover.
This is lovely Winnie, and it's taken a few years to really build Winnie's confidence up. You can see here she's thriving and loving life, but again, she had a traumatic experience. When she came to us, she'd been drugged, she'd been tethered, she was very nervous, she was even frightened of signs of affection. So it took a while to win her over and to gain her trust in us, and now she's really affectionate, full of joy, and a stabilising figure for the rest of the herd. Dolly was the founder member of our flock. She was at least 16 years old. She came to us from a London petting zoo that was closing down, and they needed to rehome their animals. And she's quite a strange looking little sheep with big buck teeth, all crooked. But what she didn't have in looks, she made up for in personality. It's the sweetest, loveliest sheep.
And quite nurturing to lots of the other sheep.
She was like the maternal figure for all the others that joined us later. And she's got her very own podcast episode available on our Patreon if you'd like to have a listen.
Scratch my head and scratch my horns. Her little horns actually hurt. Now Jim's rubbing on my leg. All his fat. Oh. The renegades are out, and can you see in Cardigan's fluffy face all the thistles where they've been rummaging in the surrounding bushes and hedgerows? I wonder where they've gone, Mums. I actually can't see the thistles. They must have ventured further away. Meet Cardigan, a Poll Dorset cross Herdwick sheep, and she was a very special lamb born in 2013 because she was much later than the rest of the lambs born that year. A rogue Herdwick ram had bashed through all of the fencing and managed to get into her flock, and so she was born much later than all of the lambs that had appeared in the January-February lambing time schedule, and she, because of this rogue ram, was born end of May in the summer. So she wasn't the right size, she was much smaller than the rest of the lambs, and it caused a problem for the farmer. So she came into our care to live out her days with us, and we call her our little wildling because she's never really tamed up, but Mum has worked her wonders with Cardigan because she'll actually take a treat from Mum's hand, which is unheard of because she's very wary of humans.
I'll let loads of it fall on the floor so the others can. Yeah. You love this, don't you? Yeah, I know. Oh no. Oh. No, you're not having that.
That's a funny video.
That was sneaky. Thank you. Not the most
Sneaky
affectionate shape. She's worked up slowly to that point. She actually has a little choreographed behaviour. So she'll stand first of all eyeballing me, staring me out as if to try and telepathically communicate her need for a treat. And then when I approach her, she'll actually come right up to me and take it out of my hand. But that's taken a long time.
And unlike the rest of the sheep that realise they have to be sprayed to prevent fly strike, and they have to have their feet clipped, and they have to be sheared, Cardigan never forgives me, Mum, does she, for the maintenance that has to be done every season, and she does hold a grudge.
She does bear a grudge, but luckily for me, I'm not on the receiving end of it. I get to do the bribery and winning friends by giving them food. Anna has to suffer for doing all the right things by them.
And you have to take a look at Cardigan's eyes because she's got a very unusual blue-grey eye, which is particularly stunning in amongst her fluffy face. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another video with more stories from our special sanctuary.
And if you want to join us on Patreon to find out more details about all the animals that live with us, then please join us. You can find the link below, and every membership makes a huge difference to the work that we're doing.
On our Patreon, you can hear all the detailed rescue stories, you can watch documentary-style videos, rehabilitation series, and lots more. We would love it if you want to join us. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.